Hello, my name is Mariana and today this is a reading for Libra. So Libra, as usual, I've done this reading with my own deck, so the cards you'll see are from this deck. Libra, today you are coming through as a bonsai. I don't know if that's the way to say it in English, you know, those small trees that we often see, well, in Japanese gardens, I believe. So you are coming through as this very well developed, grown up tree, right? Like a fully formed tree. And yet, it's like you have been pruned or you have been trimmed to a smaller package or a smaller scale. And I'm trying to be neutral here because I don't want to, impose any opinions on whether, you being a bonsai here today, Libra, is a good thing or a bad thing. What I'm seeing here, to be honest, is that this pruning may have been something that came to you, was not something that you asked for, meaning, right, as a metaphor, to conditioning or to environmental circumstances that shape you and form you, and it's like shape you, really shape you, right, as a bonsai. So here what I'm seeing through the cards is it's a little bit like it's your choice. Do you want to keep being pruned by others or by the environment or by the conditions that are surrounding you? And I mean, by staying where you are complying to that in a sense. But if you take the leap to remove yourself from this environment or from this circumstance or from this group of people that are coming through as, those scissors, right? It's like you are going to feel the emotional hit, but it's going to give you this freedom. So let's jump into your cards, because I feel like right now I'm trying to summarize what I'm seeing here, but I feel like it's going to be more, perhaps easier for you to see when you see the cards. So we begin with this Ace of Wands, and usually, although yes, wands are fire, this image here, especially today, it came through as a bonsai. I really saw this really small tree. And so what is actually being highlighted to me is like the small trunk, the big treetop, but the small trunk. So this is why I was trying to be neutral and, not judging whether being a bonsai or being shaped to be a bonsai was something that was, what were the intentions behind it, right? Because there are people that love it, right? And it is something that is beautiful. But here, the sensation that I'm having, it's like being trimmed down. It's like being shaped down to stay small, to remain something that is controllable, which is something that I feel like, I don't know, Libra, if you were aware that this was happening or that this was intentional. This Ace of Wands is showing me that this is presenting your current figure, your current shape, how you are right now. And perhaps, even physically, right? It's almost like you are very tidy, very, in shape, very, it's like there's nothing wild about you. Like, and I don't know if that is something about the bonsai culture. I don't really know much about it, but the picture that I'm receiving is something very controlled. Like all the edges are very, proper and, you know, very trimmed. It's like there's nothing that is out of place. That's the thing. There's nothing out of place, but you are fully formed within a small pot. You see? So this Seven of Swords that is following was, you know, it came through with the image of that character from the movie called Edward Scissorhands or something like that. You know, I think it was what is his name? Johnny Depp? What was it, him? The actor that did the character. I think it was. It was a long time ago. It's an old movie. But he had, you know, scissors instead of hands. And this is what I'm seeing with this Seven of Swords. It's like there are multiple people, or one person, if it's not multiple, that are, because all of these swords here, it's almost like I'm seeing that you here are this one in the center, and there's a lot of pruning, there's a lot of trimming that is going on around you. It's almost like, you know, those scenes when there's like this rock star or this icon, right? This star of the show that, and you know, they are surrounded by people taking care of their hair and makeup and nails and all and everything. It's like they are the center of attention, but it's about pruning them. It's about preparing them. It's about, you know, cutting the edges off, or making sure there is it's nothing out of place. This is what I'm seeing with these two cards. It's like there is perhaps one person that wants to make sure that you have this very proper, elegant appearance, right? And I'm now questioning if this is you doing it to yourself, but I don't think it is, because what I'm sensing here, it's like this is like external conditioning. These are surrounding factors, right? Things that are happening external to you. This is like the trimming that is happening because you are in the center, right? But this is all around you. And these two cards that are following, so after the Seven of Swords, we have this Six of Cups and the Two of Cups. So these two cards are talking about how you have a path to follow that is led by your heart. And so far, this pruning and trimming, it's almost like they are creating the limits. It's almost like they are designing the picture perfect you that is most suitable to be presented outwardly. It's like you have to have this perfect appearance, like just the bonsai. And it's trimming. It's almost like it's not allowing your wild self to appear, to show, right? It's like they are surrounding you with these, it's like the it's coming through now as like aesthetic, like paying attention to aesthetic, right? The appearance, the physical appearance. But because these two cups cards are here, especially the Two of Cups, well, although these two cards could be seen as, you know, relationship, you know, soulmates, this is not exactly what I'm seeing here. Although the connotation of, you know, the surrounding conditionings or the surrounding environment is one that for you used to feel like really loving, like fulfilling to the soul, right? Fulfilling to the heart. And this is what is the difficult part here, Libra. That's why I don't want to, you know, pick a side here, but I'm seeing that there is trimming and pruning and toning down, or preparing you to be aesthetically pleasing. That's the word, aesthetically pleasing. There's something about being, you know, pleasing others. Perhaps you don't want to disagree with anyone, especially because, you know, you're being treated, you're being, it's like this, it's coming through now as hair treatment. I know this is very specific, but it's almost like if somebody that you know is giving you this free treatment for hair, it's like you're very grateful for them. So it's almost like you are leaving your style or your appearance in the hands of another because you're grateful for them, because your heart is, it's like there is some sort of connection, right, to this person that is trimming the edges. But in doing so, it's like you are the final outcome, the final appearance is one that is inside the box, right? Is like, it's like inside this limit of this small pot of the bonsai. And so what these two cards actually were talking about to me when they first flipped is that there is a path here. I don't know if you'll be able to see the difference. So here there's like this circular shape, right? So it's almost like this is a recurrence thing, right? It's like every month you have to go and pay a visit to this hairdresser. I'm just giving an example. Or they come to see you to see if everything is in place. It's like, it's cyclical. It's like there is this cycle that is repeating, but what your heart really desires is to continue on. It's like there is this room for growth, that it's like if you remain in this nostalgic kind of feeling, almost like you are obligating yourself to stay in this conditioning because there are good memories, because there are emotional memories, right? It's like whenever you think of leaving, you feel the hit in your heart. But this is where, that's the reason why I'm saying it is tricky, because it involves something that perhaps it's like this place that you went to cut your hair your entire life, right? But now you're not identifying yourself anymore with the shape that is coming out of the session, in a sense. So whatever it is, right, this is just an example, but there is it's like this longing for a loss that didn't occur yet. And that's the reason why I feel like you are in this cycle, although your heart wants to move on. It's like this path that is being shown. And these two, well, the number twos to me, right, talks about like partnership, this, you know, one and another. But actually here, this is talking about how your heart wants to move forward. It's like, it's not about staying anymore. It's about moving. And it is very emotional perhaps for you, Libra, because your heart is pointing in a direction that it will forever hold the memories, because it's where you came from, right? So this is not going to go anywhere. The memories will still be there, but it's like your heart is pulling you forward, right? It's like you have fully grown within this container, within this circumstance, and there is no room for growth. It's just like a more of the same, right? It's like the repetitive cycle that just keeps on going and actually going anywhere, right? Because you have fully developed, like, to the maximum here. There is no room for growth. It's just like trimming down now. So this next row is talking about how leaving can be hard. How even though it is a place, it is people that you like and that are very just loving to you, right? I'm not seeing them as cutting your edges or trimming you on purpose or to bring you down. That's not the thing. It's almost like they have their own standards, their own style that is conditioning you, Libra, by their standards and not yours. That's the only dissonance here, right? That's the reason why I cannot say precisely if it's a good thing or a bad thing. It's like I am trying to be neutral here, but I'm thinking that it can get to a point that is very, it's like it's too overimposing of somebody else's standards over you, right? And it can be emotional because perhaps you still are attached to this person or to this group or to this place, right? There are good memories. It's not that it's involving bad memories or pain. It's nothing like that. It's just about their standards are keeping you in this repetitive cycle that there's not any room for you to grow. It's like for you to continue growing, you have to step outside. So here we have the Nine of Wands, the Tower, and the Five of Cups. So this Nine of Wands, it's interesting because here you came with the Ace of Wands, right? Showing me your singular tree, your bonsai, you thinking. It's almost the phrase that I'm now hearing is like the forest for the trees, but it's not exactly the meaning of that phrase. It's just that the forest is made by trees. That's something that perhaps you are not aware, because it's almost like you in this repetitive cycle of trimming and pruning. It's like you feel like you are the only one that is surrounded by these circumstances or by the conditioning that put you in this position that you are right now. But really, there are many others. And there are many others that once you decide to leave the castle or leave the tower, it's almost like this pruning, right, is happening within the boundaries of the tower. So the tower is acting as this pot, right? This container in which it's like there is a limit that it's like you can only grow so far or so big inside the container of the tower, and outside of the boundaries, right, there is this path of flowers that is, if you've seen other of my readings, you know the Nine of Wands, and actually the Ten of Wands too, but here it's just the nine, usually come with this image of this path of flowers. So once you leave, but that's the thing, right? Because we have the Five of Cups, this is where it gets to you, because it is very emotional. Remember, the five to me usually represents this image that specifies a location, or it talks about standing still or remaining where you are. And because here it's like everything that your heart is saying is you have to move on. Even though the memories can bring you this kind of nostalgia, it really wants to move on. It really have this forward motion in these two cards. And here it's like the second you think of crossing the boundaries of this tower and leaving, right, to explore the garden in a sense and explore the other trees, it's almost like inside these boundaries you think you are the only tree, right? But once you leave, you will see how big this forest is, meaning you will see how many others are there in the world, or in the vicinity, that they're just like you. They have also been trimmed and pruned down, and their wildness, their the edge in them, they were trimmed down, right? Consciously or unconsciously, intentionally or not. It's like there are others there, but you have to dare to go outside. And it is very emotional. It's almost like for you, there is this bittersweet feeling inside your heart that although you would like to stay, right? Your heart feels okay to stay because it's familiar, it's safe, it is everything that you ever known, but outside there is this very beautiful forest made of other trees, perhaps other bonsai trees that can understand you, can exchange with you, right? And there is this room for growth when you are outside in contact with other beings, with other trees, with other people that have been through similar process just like you. But it requires in you this overcoming this bittersweet feeling of leaving the place that it became too familiar but also too small for you, right? So Libra, I'm going to pull more cards for you, and also I'm going to pull from the astrological rooms in the extended reading. So if you want to join me there, I'll be happy to see you. If not, I'll see you next time. Okay, bye.